Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Great victory Sunday, 29-27. Up by 17, lost the lead, came back to win it. Great victory by the Bucs over the New York Jets, home opener this weekend in Raymond James Stadium. We'll go deeper into that right after I give you the Week 4 picks, this week's NFL games. Seahawks over the Cardinals, the Steelers over the Vikings, the Commanders over the Falcons, Chargers over the Giants, Texans over the Titans, Bucs over the Eagles, Panthers over the Patriots, Bills over the Saints, Lions over the Browns, Jaguars upset over the 49ers, Colts over the Raiders, Bears lose to the Raiders, Ravens beat the Chiefs, Packers beat the Cowboys, Jets beat the Dolphins in Miami, and the Broncos beat the Bengals. That's your Week 4 picks of this week. You pick them by Cowboy. We're going back to the 29-27 victory over the New York Jets on Sunday in Raymond James Stadium. As you all watched, it was a kicker's duel the first quarter. It was 6-3, then it was 6-6. We went out ahead 13 by scoring a touchdown. And we wound up being 17 points ahead in the fourth quarter and the third quarter, and we whittled that down until they took and got 2 back-to-back touchdowns, one on a blocked field goal all the way back, and got ahead of us 27-26 with a little bit less than 2 minutes to go. Baker Mayfield drives us to the field again, has a 30-yard gallop out of the pocket to put us in position to Sterling Shepard get the 20-yard pass, and having another field goal opportunity and winning it 29-27. A wonderful game, a lot of good sacks. The biggest negative came from the game was the injury to Mike Evans, our number one receiver, who is injured and hurt his hamstring and will probably be out at least 3 to 4 weeks. He's not on the injured reserve, so if he was on there, he'd have to stay out for 4 weeks. They didn't put him on there for a reason. He could be ready in 3 weeks, but at least 3 weeks he's out. That'll put Bucs as our number one receiver. Word from inside Tampa, some sources I have over there, I'm not going to name them. Tristan Wirfs will want to play on Sunday against the Eagles, and possibly Chris Godwin will play too. Now, how much duty Chris Godwin can get because he's not ran routes, on that bad ankle, I do not know. But if he's out there, that will give the other team a pause to put some coverage on him. That's what we're going to have to do to beat the world champion Philadelphia Eagles here this Sunday. There's only 6 remaining undefeated teams in the National Football League. 6. And 2 of them are going to play in Tampa this Sunday. And one of them is going to leave with not being undefeated anymore. It's going to be a tough game this week. We're going to have to get out there and get into that stadium, get out there on Hines and Leroy Street, get out in before the game at 1 o'clock. The heat will be a factor, and I'm sure we can use it to our advantage, especially in that second half when everybody's getting gas and it's getting hot. The Philadelphia Eagles are so smart, they're coming down Friday night instead of coming down generally like they do the Saturday before the game so they can get acclimated to the heat. So they understand that it is a significant plus, okay? Big game. We'll all be watching. Hopefully nobody gets injured. Hopefully Tristan Wirfs can get out there and we can get one side of the line fixed. We put Wirfs at the tackle, Breedson back at guard, Burton at center. Probably going to put Klein over there on the right guard, and we're going to probably use Heck out there at right tackle. Which Luke Genicke's out for 4 games, and this is only the second one. That's what our lineup on the offense is going to look like. We're going to use Elijah Simmons, who we got from the Arizona Cardinals. He's been out there practicing with us. He's 6'1", 365 pounds. Okay, he's going to be up on that nose tackle with Vita Vea, taking Clancy's position. No question about it. You see a guy named Simmons going into that backfield after somebody and say, who is he? That's who he is, okay? Look for him this week. Look for Elijah Roberts to play a lot more. Logan Hall, our other defensive end, has been injured, defensive lineman. He's got a little bit of a hip issue. So Elijah Roberts, who's been playing good ball, a draftee from SMU out of Miami, hometown, has been playing tough ball. He's going to be out there this week for the Bucs on that defense against the Eagles too. All man, all hands on deck. Jamel Dean's going to be tested. Jamel Dean caught a touchdown, intercepted touchdown, and run one back. As much as we've got on Jamel Dean here for years, and I'm the first one to tell you he's trash in coverage. He did intercept the ball and run it back for a touchdown. So I tip my hat to you, Jamel Dean, for a great game against the New York Jets this last week. You're gonna earn your money this week against the Eagles. A.J. Brown and the rest of them are going to come after us real hard. We're going to need a running game. They've got a great running game, as you know. Great running game. We're going to need a great running game. We're going to need great runs from White. I'd like to see Tucker in there. And I wish we would quit trying to run Bucky Irvin off tackle in the guard position right through the middle of the line, because he's not a big frame guy, and we don't need him beat up, okay? When we do get our line together and can get some holes open for him to do that scatting, we're going to be able to, hopefully he'll be able to scat. This 235-pound Rashad White, we need to be putting him through the line, okay? At least soften the line up, or maybe a run by Bucky. But we run Bucky a whole lot this week, didn't get much show for it. We don't have much of an offensive line, but we've got to run against these Eagles, because we got to keep their offense off of the field, okay? And we're going to have to rush Jalen Hurts. It's the only way we're going to be able to stop him. We have to put tremendous pressure on him and hope he makes a mistake. Force him to make a mistake. Turnovers will be big. It's not going to be, we're going to want to be behind the Eagles. They're a tough team to be behind, too. They're a tough team to keep down. And the dadgum Rams, who were 26 points ahead of them, who lost on a last-second field goal where their defensive end jumps over the center and blocks the field goal and runs 50 yards for a touchdown. That's the kind of resiliency we're talking about with the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to need everything we got. Eat our Wheaties for this week. And we'll be watching, like you will, all the NFL action. Plenty of good games this week. A lot of good games. But our Bucs is going to really be truly tested. And one of the 6 remaining undefeated teams in the National Football League. We're going to go to our Tampa Bay Ray news this week. Zalewski, the developer out of Jacksonville, with his group, was unanimously voted to be the new owner of the Tampa Bay Ray baseball team. That's a $1.7 billion deal to Stu Sternberg, the past owner. He will retain 10% of the team. The remainder of the team will be theirs. They will be the owners. At the end of this season, we've got 5 games left, and we have a new owner of the Tampa Bay Rays. So next year there will be a new owner. Will there be some changes made in different positions? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but we'll keep you posted. The Rays are below 500. 5 games left. If they win every one, they'll be 500. DJX and myself predicted that before the season started, and now it has come to tuition. Not much more news on the Rays other than tonight's game. Shane Ball's on the mound in Baltimore, lost last night 6-0 in Baltimore. Ball's on the mound tonight. At the taping of this show, about an hour after the show's quit taping, we'll be playing the Orioles. Of the second game of a 3-game set, and then we've got one more set, and that'll be the end of our season. 5 games left with tonight's game. We'll keep you posted on what goes on with the Rays, but not much is going to go on. By the time the show comes back next week, the show will be over. The Rays will be over for the season. I'm going to take some questions now, and the first question is from Deborah, and Deborah wanted to know what I thought about the calls in the Jets game, and Deborah, they were terrible. Deborah, they were terrible to catch. Alan Lazard in the end zone the Jets made. The guy did not have control of the ball. It hit the ground. You could see it. New York could see it. Fans could see it. The coaches could see it. And the dadgum referees called it a touchdown. And Deborah, what bothers me is that when they have these calls, and you can see it, we can see it, and the referees have made a bad call, and they send it to New York, supposedly there's somebody to watch it, they call it the same way. Later in the game, a Bucu or receiver running down the sidelines caught a pass. Both of his feet were in bounds. They said only one foot was in bounds. We saw it. The fans saw it. Both teams saw it. And the referees sent it to New York, where there was a man in New York secluded to be able to get the camera angle. He didn't see it. So it bothers me, Deborah. I think there's some real shoddiness going on with these referees. I'm just saying. I mean, it's terrible. And NFL should review these referees that make these bad calls like that and tell these people in New York, look at what everybody else can see. Period. If the TV that's broadcasting your game, Deborah, can see it, they certainly can see it. Just saying. Good question, Deborah. God bless you. Thank you for your question tonight. And the next question is from Albert. And Albert wanted to know about the new owner. Would he's going to change the manager, the front office people in the Rays organization? and I really don't know who he's going to change. I would presume he'd probably keep Kevin Cash, but I do not know this. I'm sure some of the people he will bring in with his group, they have purchased his team, and I'm sure that they're going to do what they want to do with the team. They spent $1 billion with a B, $700 million on that team, and that don't include the stadium that they're going to have to build for another $2 billion. So they're going to do it the way they want to do it. Okay, and I don't suspect though that as far as the team is concerned, there's going to be no major changes in players and stuff just because this new owners came to town. I think he's more concerned with building that stadium right now and getting his feet into the ground. And they have played well if they would have had the players necessary to have played better. If Stu Sternberger would have let go a little bit of money, these guys don't have no problem with a little bit of money. I'm sure they're going to make them changes, and that'll make Kevin Cash the Rays' life a lot easier. That's just my opinion. I hope that comes to fruition, but I don't see any major changes. God bless you for your question. It was a good one. And the last question tonight is from Faye, and Faye wanted to know what I thought about this tush push and whether it is good for football. And Faye, I don't think the tush push is good for football. It looks like a rugby scrum, and we're not playing rugby, and I don't like other players pushing players. I don't like that. They always talk about, we've got to worry about injury. That's why he's changing the kickoff and doing the helmets and the concussions. Faye, pushing two players into each other when they don't know who's pushing them, or even if they do, is dangerous. It's tush push to get down on the ground and just supposedly make a yard. If you watch the Eagles, the dang referees, we're talking about Deborah's question, the referees, they can see the line. They can see the Eagles going across the line before the ball's ever snapped, every time. They never call them for offsides. And you know and I know that they've not got these men down there nose to nose, and they don't move faster. They don't move quicker. They're all perpendicularly on that line. You can see them off-centered when you see them lining up. They're offsides lining up. Do you ever see a call with a tush push for being offside? No way. I don't like the tush push for injury. I don't like the tush push because the refereeing is no good, and it's a cheat, and it's offsides 90% of the time. It never gets called. It shouldn't be able to be done. You can say, okay, you can have a tush push as long as it's 4 yards away. Then they wouldn't be having it. But that's only my opinion. Faye and NFL don't believe that. But 20 of the owners did believe it. And next year, after the season's over, I'm sure they're going to vote for it again. And this time, they're going to probably kill the tush push. So if the Eagles can use it, let them use it because they don't have it next year, I don't think. They almost didn't have it this year. God bless you. Thank you for your question, Faye. DAJX, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know what it is. Let's get right off into it, buddy. First up, both teams have some serious offensive power. Will the Eagles' strong rushing game be enough to outpace the Bucs' explosive passing attack?
Sadly, I've got to say, their running back is so unique and great that he's going to be tough to stop. And they're going to use him greatly. Our passing attack has been diminished greatly because Mike Evans is injured now and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
We don't know what Chris Godwin's going to be come this week, whether he's going to play. If he does play, is he just going to be a decoy? Is he just going to go straight routes? We don't want him injured. We might be a week early, even putting him out there on the field.
Right.
So Mike Evans, our number one receiver with Ibuka, would have been great, but he's gone. It's going to be a tough game. We're going to have to run the ball, too.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go away from a lot more passing, and we're going to try to run the ball and establish that run, which is not going to be easy with a makeshift line. And then some play-action passes and score on them and get the tempo of the game up a little bit and loosen it up a little bit, and then I think that passing come into play. But they're going to try that running game like you said, and that's a very tough running game with a great back like they have.
Right.
2,000-yard runner, one of the greatest backs in all of football. And they block well for him, and he's going to be a tough person to bring down. And they're going to try the same method on us with that running game.
Right.
I don't think we're going to go blazing saddles right out of the chute with our passing game this week. No, I think we'll try to establish a run.
All right. Second, the Eagles' defense have been looking solid, but can they contain the Bucs' star quarterback?
If anybody can, they can. Baker's going to have to watch himself. I don't want him hurt, and you can't go in the game thinking you're going to get hurt.
Right.
But and Baker don't think about getting hurt no how, but you got to think for him sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got some players in there that's blocking for Baker, that
was
that
just
are
gonna
just
say, need
they're
them
just not
blockers.
up to par. And you got 5 guys that's covering him, and now this week, if we get Tristan Wirfs, 3 of the 5 are guys that are the starters.
Right.
And in the first 3 games, let's be realistic, we had 3 guys of the 5 guys. We had 2 guys of the 5 guys that were starters. And it's hard to get cohesion when you don't know the guys beside you that much, and you don't know these little different idiosyncrasies that they pick up from the other players. And you put these guys in the timing and all this other, it's really bad. So yes, their pass rush is going to be very formidable. We got to protect Baker Mayfield.
Right.
And I got to
At all
add this.
costs.
Keith, our number 1 tight end that blocks. He don't really catch the ball very much, but 240 pounds of him at 6'4" is a blocker. Okay.
Yeah.
He broke his leg last week blocking for us. He's out for the year. So the 3 tight ends we got left, Payne Durham, Culp, and K. Botton, they're not great blockers.
Oh, wow.
With Keith, that big boy Keith, and his major situation is to block.
Right.
When he does catch a pass, the other team don't even realize he's out there because he never catches a pass. Okay? He's got a broke leg. So that's even going to be worse, like you're talking about stopping that line. That extra man would help.
Uh-huh.
And we don't have him.
All right, and finally, both teams have been on a roll lately. Which team can keep their momentum going and grab that win?
They can't get no better than Baker Mayfield with 2 minutes to go and the game on the line because he has shown it 3 times to win it.
Oh, yeah.
3 times, behind, less than 2 minutes, behind, win it. So, if you're Todd Bowles, you want that ball in that man's hand with 2 minutes to go.
Exactly.
You'd rather him be there than the defense because he's going to deliver, okay? You'd rather be ahead, but if you're not ahead, you got the guy right. It's going to be a tough game.
Right.
God, it's going to be a tough game. And I hate to say this, they're going to play so hard at 3-0, and they could be in the championship game and go to the Super Bowl, these two very teams. There could be injuries, and that's going to matter a lot, I hope that Baker and our team, because we're here in Florida all the time, have that little bit of extra at the end of the game. It's going to be hot, and they're going to get tired. They're going to run. They're going to play hard, and they're going to be dehydrated. There's going to be a lot of cramping in the 3rd and 4th quarter. They're going to go in at halftime, take IVs, get fluid back in them, because they're going to be cramping up in that 3rd and 4th. So it's going to be tough.
Right.
It's going to be tough.
Well, Bucs for the win, and that's what I got for you this week.
God bless you, DJX,
God bless you,
and
too.
we all pray the Bucs win. Pray nobody gets injured, and we're with the Bucs, and it's going to be a tough game, and there's going to be a lot of strategy played. But as this game unfolds this Sunday, we'll be able to see what the outcomes could be. Will the defensive line penetrate that porous offensive line of the Bucs? Will Tristan Wirfs actually start for sure? All these things will be up this week in the game. God bless the Bucs. Hope they win the game. God bless you. Give up a hand when someone needs it. Be good to each other. Love over hate. Until next show, God bless you. Cowboy out.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?